Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal's like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Word it up. I am Von Erich.
And this is Invisible Nick.
nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming. It really does. And that goes to the listeners too. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it is pleasurable to be here.
However, you are listening to us, be it through one of the many glorious apps or on the MSC Radio Network. Thank you so much for making us a part of your evening here. It's just so lovely to have you. And
Ralphie, I do want to commend you on your haircut. You look nice.
oh, thank you.
I was just about to say something. I'm like, you got a haircut.
Oh, thanks. I thought you were gonna say a compliment as opposed to just stating a fact, but okay. He commended me on it. You're like, I was gonna, acknowledge that happened.
Yeah. Just let you know in case you forgot in the time from when you got the haircut.
I did.
to
I
now.
thought I was wearing a hat.
Yeah.
That's silly me. I would also like to commend you on your happening new hairdo.
Oh, you like it?
I do.
Yeah,
Looking
we
sharp.
are haircut buddies.
We
you
are.
did get one
We are.
today.
I posted on
Look at that.
Facebook something about me being. I was at a barber and he posted, I'm getting my haircut too. And I was like, we're haircut buddies. That's what happened.
A little difference in the places that we went to, but
Slightly.
yeah, that happens.
We won't name any names because
yeah.
they're not paying us yet.
Yeah, you went to
But,
a barber, and I went to a salon.
Yep. Which is like a barber, but
Do not mock
for
me.
Women.
I will mock you.
All right. Well, you know what? Sports did happen, so we should talk about that. But before we do, I want to remind you guys you can call the show toll free at 1-888-668-0742. Again, toll free around the globe. Email your questions to shows@morningshowcentral.com. We'll read them live on the air, give you credit for them too. And if you're watching the show on MSC, which you probably are, you'll notice to the right of the viewer is a little place to log into a chat room. It asks for a password. Don't need one. Just put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in. And again, I got to point this out. Poop, not taken. Not taken. So if you want to be poop, just type poop.
Put poop on
Yeah, I'm
your
in there
Yeah.
right now. Poop is available.
It is.
the
It
poop
is. And of course,
right
you were
on the
chatting with
screen.
myself, Von Erich, and Invisible Nick.
Hi.
So that's good. That's good.
And everyone else who's in the chat room.
And oh yeah, I forgot to mention others. And yourself too. You'll be chatting with yourself too if you wanted to. It's weird, but you can.
Yeah, and if there's anything you want to ask us, you can put it in the chat room too.
And
we might acknowledge it.
Hopefully, Invisible Nick will tell us that it's there. But anyways, let's. You should. He's looking at me like, wait, when did this start? What? All right. Let's get right into things here. Let's get right into this. All right, it's time for round one. Let's go. There we go. Round one. Thank you to the always lovely Miss Ashley, the ring girl. I just
I got
complimented
stuck,
your
and then
feminism and grace, and you're like, ugh,
Yeah, I got
oh
stuck
man,
and then I
this chair. Ugh.
fell.
Somebody give me a beer. That was you. Anyways, all right. Well, of course, a staple. It's become a staple now. It's been like what, 2-3 weeks. Oh, you know what? Actually, before we get to it, I do want to mention High on Sports is on YouTube now. The YouTube.
We're 21st century.
Yep. Well, anyways, the full episodes of the show are now available to watch on YouTube for your pleasure. And, of course, as always, right after the show, we do upload our High on Sports Overtime little post-show segment breakdown, what we didn't get to on the show. And that's up there every Monday night after the show. And now the show itself will be up there every Monday night after the show. So that's pretty awesome. So you want to remember to check those out and subscribe to the High on Sports YouTube channel. Just go to High on Sports and search, or go to YouTube and search High on Sports. Yeah, search something on somewhere. You'll find something. That's a fact. Anyways, of course, we do have Monday Night Football picks. It's become a staple now at this point. And, of course, we will make our picks at the end of the show. And hell of a matchup tonight. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. We've talked about this on the show. Is even if it's a good and a bad team, which it technically isn't this time, but whatever. We'll get to that in a second. Division matchups are always. You never know what's gonna happen. Even Browns and Steelers, even though the Steelers, year in and year out, pretty much, beat the crap out of the Browns. It's a division opponent. You know so much about them. There's really no telling. The Bills beat the Patriots earlier this year. Bills beat the Patriots. I mean, come on. And you would think everyone looked at this as okay. Well, there's a win for the Jets. I don't know. Jets are what? They're 1-3 right now.
I thought they were 1-8.
What?
No, not yet. Not
That
yet.
was a joke, in case you missed
Maybe
it.
the Winnipeg Jets, but I don't know. And then the Dolphins, of course, 0-4. maybe Matt Moore is the answer there at quarterback. Who knows? I can tell you one thing though. I was reading, a lot of people wanted the Dolphins earlier this year, and some of them even thought now make a trade for Kyle Orton. What I've been reading is his salary right now. He's making nearly $8 million a year right now. If you get him, you got to pay him $8 million. And that has turned a lot of teams off after seeing his performance now. Now that Denver's made the move that he's not our starter, which, we can go back and forth whether that was a good idea, but either way, now that they've made the move, it's like they kind of have Orton just sitting there. And now all the other teams are like, oh, we saw what he did this year. We don't want to make that move just to pay $8 million. So it's like hindsight being 2020. They really should have tried to make a deal with the Dolphins before the season started. If this was just going to turn out to be how it is now anyways.
But they still would have been on the hook for that $8 million, though.
That's true, but some teams might have taken it then. Still might have thought it was worth it because they still thought he was going to be what he was last year. And granted, he wasn't like complete garbage, but now that they've seen I don't know.
And the
It does try
NFL
to
labor
change some
agreement,
things.
especially the new one, it favors players' guaranteed salaries. It's not like other organizations such as baseball where, we'll take a guy off your hands if the team that currently has him pays a portion of the salary, like we saw happen in a lot of trades and deadline deals right at the end of the baseball season.
Oh, definitely. The Indians got Dome from the Cubs. Pretty good price. But anyways, so Dolphins, of course, Chad Henne out for the year. In steps Matt Moore, the guy not good enough for Carolina, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't think it'll be well. But we'll get into that later in the show. We'll have our Monday Night Football. I'm so confused. I'm not ready because I don't have anyone asking me if I'm ready anymore.
Are you ready?
Before the game. No, it's not the same. I mean, I don't have anyone singing that to me
Are you ready
anymore.
for some football?
Not anymore, I'm not. I don't know.
Not a Barry Sanders fan?
Well,
I just, I don't know. I don't have, what's his name?
Hank
Williams Jr., thank you. I don't have Hank Williams Jr. asking me if I'm ready and telling me my president's Hitler.
shouldn't have said something
This
about
is-
Obama.
This is his new jam, isn't it?
Oh, is it? This is Obama is Hitler.
As sung by Hank Williams Jr.
There you go.
I'll keep my freedom. I'll keep my
Are you about to
guns.
jam out?
Is we still played it? All right, whatever.
And my religion too.
Wow.
The funny thing is, I agree with 100% of everything he has said so far.
I will keep
You know what? I'm kind of with you.
name and y'all can keep the change.
Because Obama is Hitler.
I'll keep my heroes.
Allegedly.
Pictures on Obama.
I think they did need to sprinkle this every once in a while through the song.
No, yeah, we didn't play that. That was part of the song.
Women and black women. Keep my
That's actually in the song, you guys at home.
keep the government out of my business and y'all can keep the change.
Keep the change, y'all.
The country should.
Woohoo!
Interesting fact, this is the new theme song of Everything in Between Radio.
Is it?
Nice.
Yeah, he moved from Monday Night Football to everything in between.
You like that name? Obama! I'll keep the USA and y'all can keep the change.
Change. What was that? It's like Mick Jagger. Change.
I'm craving a 10-gallon hat right about now.
Oh man, are you ready for some Hitler?
Yeah.
Monday night, because all my rowdy Nazis are here. Anyways, I'm going down a road I probably just shouldn't, but whatever. All right, so of course Monday Night Football, Jets and the Dolphins. Picks coming at the end of the show. Right now, let's talk some baseball. I mean, this is the time. It seems like everyone's forgotten already that the World Series was established last night.
I completely forgot.
Just because all the teams that I liked are now gone,
it
doesn't mean I have forgotten.
I'll tell you the only reason, and we'll get to this in a bit, the entire reason that there's basically no World Series as far as the media is concerned is because what's his name? Who's the head coach of the 49ers? Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh shook Schwartz's hand too hard. So no World Series.
Well, he kind of like pushed him on the back.
I know, we'll get to that, but I'm just saying it's funny because all the things, all the sports-related things I watched today, it's like, let's lead off with this handshake. I guess there's a baseball thing going on Wednesday. Is that still on? Well, we're going to talk about it for real here. Texas Rangers, St. Louis Cardinals.
Man, I can't believe the Cardinals.
I was so close, man. I had before the year started, I had the Brew Crew winning the whole thing, and I was close. I predicted their giant run that they had, so I'm happy about that. But I was 5/8 correct on the playoffs, so that wasn't too bad. But it was over half. But anyways, we got Rangers, Cardinals. I personally, I'm kind of pulling for the Rangers now, but I'm very glad the two teams there because they're both teams that if they win, it's like, well, that's all right. You know, I don't hate the Cardinals, so it's like, okay, good. You know, there's nobody left that I'm passionately rooting against. I'm just rooting probably more for the Rangers, but I just feel like the Cardinals, I'm getting a 2010 Giants vibe from them. The fact that they're these guys that no one thinks should be here. They barely stumbled backwards into the postseason. They keep having all these comebacks. They had the big comeback in September out 10 games or something. And now they got that squirrel from the NLDS that they're rallying around. They're selling shirts with the squirrel on it, towels with the squirrel on it. I don't know, man.
Squirrel's going to be mentioned tonight on Everything in Between.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, during Crimes Around Here.
Oh,
Spoiler
sorry,
alert.
St. Louis. Well, I mean, now I want to know. I've wanted to know here for a while. Who wins it and how much?
Well, it's not necessarily who wins it because...
Oh, no, yeah, it is. Someone's got to
win.
win.
It is who wins it. But right now, before the World Series starts later this week on Wednesday, right now, the huge thing is the Pujols factor in St. Louis. Now, if St. Louis wins, does Pujols stay? If St. Louis loses, does Pujols stay? Because that's what they're wondering. Like, if they lose, does Pujols stay, re-sign with St. Louis because he needs to prove something? Hey, I can win with this team. Or if he wins, is it the same thing? Like, well, I already won my championship here, and they're not re-signing anybody else, so I'm going to take off and win championships elsewhere.
I think you have to stay though if you win.
If he wins, you think he stays? You
have to. Because you can't just walk away from the team that you just won a title.
Is it?
You have to defend it.
Now, here's the thing, though. A lot of people say Pujols is one of the few guys at his age that he could walk away from the game right now, and the discussion is very much on for is he a Hall of Famer? I'm not saying one way or another I think he goes to the Hall right now, but I've heard that a lot where if he left right now, you'd have to at least consider it. You know, and he's relatively young in the grand scheme of how long his career is going to go, but... I mean, when you're at that point, when it's like, I've accomplished everything I need to accomplish at this stage, let's say he wins and he's got 2 rings, then, you know, at that point, would it be that outlandish to think that he's just going to focus on the almighty dollar and feel Chicago will pay me more money than St. Louis will? I've won in St. Louis. I've ran this town.
You look like a total douche leaving the team you just won the championship with.
That's true, but
I mean, if they lose, he's gone. I guarantee it. If they lose, he's gone. But if they win, you have to stay. It would have been the same thing with LeBron in Cleveland. If we would have won that year, he would have had to stay, and that's why I think he hurt his arm in the playoffs.
Oh no, his arm.
And we lost, so he could leave. Just saying.
That's something to think about. But you know what else I noticed? Another reason. And I'm just trying to think because I wasn't just saying it before. You know, the fact that it just seems like the World Series isn't being brought up in the media as much as it should right now. I think another part of it is every time I would hear on all the sports programs and things, every time I hear "Let's talk some baseball," the very first words out of their mouth are did we see Prince Fielder in his last at bat for the Brewers? And it seems like the media, anyways, which we are a part of, so I don't know why I keep saying like them and stuff. It seems like they're more concerned with like how exciting is it going to be when Prince Fielder's a free agent? You know, well, they're playing the game right now, but who really cares about the actual game? I like to see the free agents. It seems like free agency is becoming bigger than sports at this point.
Well, it is because that whole fiasco with the NBA crap.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What is who?
The one I don't
who?
want to
LeBron
mention.
who? Oh, you didn't say
Exactly.
LeBron. Damn it.
Yeah, and then now in the World Series, like if it comes down to final games, like you were mentioning, where are we seeing Prince Fielder in his last at bat as a Brewer? They're going to be saying the same thing about Albert Pujols.
That's true. For the record, for the money, I think we did see our last at bat with Prince Fielder, and I
Really?
don't think not his last at bat ever.
Well,
but
yeah, duh.
I think he's retiring. I mean,
He's just walking away.
I think that was his last at bat with the Brewers because the Brewers. You want to talk about small market? The Brewers are a smaller market than Cleveland.
Yeah.
They're one of the smallest markets in all of the big four sports. And the thing is, I almost feel like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but long term, it's almost better if they let him go. As crazy as that sounds, but I mean, everyone's happy that Joe Mauer stayed with the Twins, which is a great story. He's born there, grew up there, wants to see his team that he was a fan of his whole life win the World Series, whatever. But at the same
as
time,
soon as he signs that big extension,
exactly
boom, hurt. Barely plays.
That mega huge deal he got in terms of, Minnesota standards of mega huge.
Yeah.
They're kind of screwed as far as doing anything else. It's kind of like we spent all the money on you. Now you better go do it yourself because we can't really field a team around you that much unless we're booting people up from the minors and stuff. I mean, like, I kind of feel like Milwaukee's the type of team, financially wise. They do have an awesome stadium with a sweet ass slide, but I feel like financially speaking, if they sign him to the type of deal it's going to take to get him, they're going to be kind of screwed as far as, what happens when the
everybody else.
real big ticket Ryan Braun becomes a free agent. Because I love Prince Fielder. He's my favorite not Indian player in all of baseball. But if you're Milwaukee, you got to keep Ryan Braun over Prince Fielder.
Yeah.
That's just how it's got to work. He's a 5-tool player. He's the face of your franchise.
I do got to give it to Milwaukee, though. In the past year, granted they just got eliminated, but in the past year they did make some giant acquisitions.
That's
So
true.
when you talk about Zach Greinke and Niger Morgan coming to the team and
Tony Plush.
Tony Plush, oh yes, of course. But
That's Niger Morgan. But go on. He called himself Tony Plush.
yeah, Tony Plush. If he wants his own reality TV show.
I actually called him
saw that.
Niger Morgan. That was so close to
Oh
just-
my God!
And I'm not even gonna. Yeah, Niger. Go on.
But after making these big
What an awful
deals,
name.
making these big deals, getting these guys, are they going to want to just let Prince Fielder go?
I don't think they're gonna want to. I don't think him being like. I'm saying it's probably a good thing for them long term. As crazy as that sounds, but I don't think it's something they're gonna want to do. Because from a PR asses in the seat standpoint, you can't be like, we're thankful for his service, but financially wise, come on, guys, it's a down economy.
See,
That's
but financially wise, I think they could match any team's offer. But when it comes down to it, he's going to be, he's represented by an agent, like all MLB players are. And if
I hate agents.
if that other team offers $1 million more than the Brewers matched offer that they had, he's going to have to sign with the team that offers the more money. Because that's
true.
just how agents work, and that's how the union works. You're not allowed to accept the lower offer because then that looks bad upon the players, and all the players are going to have to accept lower offers.
All right, well, we're going a little long here, but let's get to the real meat and potatoes here. We're gonna make our predictions, World Series predictions, who wins, how many games, and we're gonna start with Ashley.
How about that?
I think it's going to be Texas in 7.
So the full 7.
Yeah, I'm going
Ooh,
7.
That'd be fun to watch. How about you, Invisible Nick?
I'm thinking Texas in 5.
Texas in 5. Texas
Whoa.
in 5. I'm going. I think Texas in 6. I don't think I think St. Louis has better pitching, but the hitting
Oh
for
my God,
Texas
that's-
is
yeah.
just so scary. It's so terrifying, you know? And
15 runs.
was
in
it
game
Nelson
6.
Cruz had like 6 home runs?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, he had 2 game-winning home runs.
What? If you just look at what he did in the 11th inning, this is fun. Look at that whole series. Let's just take the 11th inning. They went
2
there
home
twice.
runs, 7 RBIs.
2 home runs, 7 RBIs. 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. What the hell was it? No, that's not human. All right, now this is what we're building up to. Von Erich, resident baseball pundit. Who wins the World Series and how many games?
All three of you have predicted Texas as the winner, but I don't think any of you have taken into account this past year's All-Star game, with the outcome being the National League winning and National League receiving home field advantage in this
crap,
year's
that's
World
the
Series.
St. Louis is
stupidest
the
thing
murder
ever.
capital of the United
I'm
States.
going to take St. Louis in 7 games. They are going to win all of their home games.
St. Louis is the murder capital of the United States.
They're just going to kill the Rangers.
Every game they play there, you're risking death by any one of your
Yeah,
players.
Someone
imagine
on
if they
Texas
win.
getting
BM
shot.
Homer. Oh, yeah. That's right. You're talking about murder capital of the United States. If they win, it's murder capital of the world. Take that.
That's
all
why
of the
I'm
Middle
hoping
East.
for a Cleveland championship
Oh
in
my
some
God.
sport.
So we can murder?
no,
So
we
the
can
whole
just
city
hang out
will
in
burn.
downtown.
Dude,
and
if Cleveland wins the
videotape the
championship,
mayhem.
not one of us is going to know a goddamn thing what to do with it, and the whole freaking city's going to burn down because we're just going to go nuts.
All right.
And I'm waiting for it because I'm going to love it.
All right.
And then I'm
let's,
going to cry.
Let's talk a little. We're getting close to break here, but let's do this real quick. That's enough baseball for now. Let's BCS rankings are out. All right, BCS rankings have been released. Ohio State, unfortunately, I think me just being a homer, thought somewhere deep inside of me that maybe they could snag 25 on there.
After the
And the
Illinois
problem
one,
is
yeah.
now that they haven't, the odds of getting ranked for Ohio State have just diminished instantly with this list coming out because we got bye week this week. All right, no Ohio State this weekend. Week after that, Wisconsin.
Oh, God.
Now, my goal right now is I always like to look at goals realistically for a team. Obviously, my goal for any team is, go win the championship. But realistically speaking, 6 wins gets you bowl eligible. I know it might come out soon that we might lose the bowl. The Buckeyes might not be bowl eligible, or like they might get a bowl ban. But you can't think about it like that because there is a possibility, as odd as it sounds, that nothing could happen. It's still anything could happen right now, and nothing could happen.
That was going to be my question to you. Do you think that Ohio State will be bowl eligible and get enough wins in their own conference to be able to do that?
Here's what I think. I think they need 6 wins, and I think they'll get them because they have 4 now. I think they can squeeze out 2 more wins out of the 5 games left, and I do think there won't be a ban.
They're
If you look at the
burning that
NCAA, with the last couple incidences with schools and stuff, NCAA's been coming out saying, no, we didn't see anything. We didn't do it. They just came out last week. No, Cam Newton's fine. We just double-checked, triple-checked. He's never going to get his Heisman taken away. He's all right. He probably wasn't, but I don't care. I like him. He's exciting. But you got to think Ohio State is not going to get into a BCS bowl, but they'll go to a bowl. They'll go to a rinky-dinky little crap bowl, the BBVA Compass Bowl, the National City or heaven forbid the International Bowl. They'll play in Canada, but they'll play somewhere, and it'll be such a small bowl that they'll think, all right, they'll play like a Western Kentucky or something.
Yeah.
But then the fact that the people running that bowl, they'll hear Ohio State maybe coming to your bowl, and their eyes will turn into cartoon dollar signs, and they'll have a seizure. They'll be like, yes, please. And the BCS, let's be honest, it's computers, but behind the computers is guys in suits doing this with their fingers.
Yeah.
And if you can't see on the replay, I'm doing that thing where you rub your fingers, but it means money. They know that if Ohio State plays in one of these rinky-dink bowls, it's going to make that rinky-dink bowl worth watching on national television.
Yeah.
As opposed
Found
to
a possible
skimming the other
bowl
bowls.
game for them to play. That would be the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl.
God. There we go. I said National City Music Bowl. I forgot this is a change in sponsor. But there you go. Gaylord's Hotel. PapaJohns.com Bowl. Capital One Bowl. There's an awful lot of bowls, and they'll
There's
they'll
like
find one.
50 of them.
As you know what? Let me get Ohio State's schedule up here, and I'll tell you where I think those wins are coming from. All right,
We're beating Michigan
got it right in front
because
of
I
me.
refuse to lose to them.
Here's the thing: Indiana, Purdue. I mean, there's 2 right there.
Yeah.
Indiana, Purdue. You need 6 wins to be bowl eligible. We're bowl eligible right there. They're bowl eligible right there. All right, BCS rankings. I got them right in front of me. I don't know if Ohio State will be ranked. Probably not.
No.
Unless let's
They
say
win out.
unless they win out, and not even necessarily. If they just lose to Wisconsin and then win out from there, they could still be ranked because potentially Penn State will be ranked when they get there, and Michigan. So you're taking out 2 ranked teams to end the season. They'll get. I mean, they would get ranked if they did that. But I'm not even taking those wins for granted. I'm saying they can beat Indiana and they can beat Purdue, and if they don't, I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. But anyways, BCS top 25. Here we go. And of course, if you're not familiar, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, the BCS is the actual rankings. All right, this AP stuff, whatever, doesn't matter. I'll just brush through these. 25 through 20. Washington, Texas, Illinois, Georgia Tech, Penn State, Auburn. 19 to 11. Houston, Michigan, Texas A&M, Michigan State, West Virginia, South Carolina, Nebraska, Virginia Tech, Kansas State. And top 10, Oregon, Arkansas, Stanford, Clemson, Wisconsin, Boise State, Oklahoma State leapfrogging Boise State, Oklahoma,
Boise
Alabama,
State's getting
LSU.
shaft.
Boys, they always do. All right, well we're gonna go to break real quick. Oh, I remember pulling this. This is a little. I pulled this one. And whatever.
That's what she said.
Oh, there you go. All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, though, of course, we're going to try to get some NFL action discussion here a little bit. NBA lockout, Monday Night Football picks, 3 up, 3 down. What's urinating us off? All that fun stuff. I have a beef with a fictional character, and you'll find out why when we get back from break. So keep it tuned here. You're listening to High on Sports, MSC Radio Network.
Oh, great. Not another Farm Bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farm Bill request at a time. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com.
Don't worry, guys. We'll be right back. But in the meantime, enjoy the cream of the crop with the High on Sports highlight.
We were down 14-0 though, but we did lose it 15-10. And I got to say something about that game real quick though. I watched it from start to finish, as you did too. I noticed one thing is obviously our pitching was absolute garbage, but as far as discipline and concentration at the plate, I saw guys laying off pitches. I saw guys swinging at stuff they should be swinging at. I saw a smarter team at the plate. Struck out twice in that game. Twice. That's it. Whole game. I saw a much smarter, more disciplined team at the plate in that game. So there was some improvement, I got to say.
You would think that the Cleveland fans would be knowledgeable and notice that the team is playing a lot smarter and go to the damn games. Because one day after a sellout at Progressive Field, huge crowd. Next day, 9,000 people in attendance, the lowest crowd that Progressive Field has ever seen.
Even Jacobs Field. Progressive/Jacobs Field.
In the 18 years that it's been open. And then the next day, get a slim 8,000. So we break that lowest attendance record the very next day.
In a stadium that holds almost 50,000 people. That must have been like a barren wasteland.
There was almost that many people at the Cleveland Gladiators game.
What is it? It was hot. It's everything in between with your host, Von Erich. Everything in between. Nothing gets me more excited. Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out.
Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Bridges has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. Project X Show.
Project X Show.
Driven by porn. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. Project X Show. Live on morningshowcentral.com. Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
Hey, Unsigned Bands.
You are jam-packed.
Hey, Unsigned Bands. Want your music heard? Yeah! Shoot us an email with the name of the band and the MP3 of the song. Send it to show@morningshowcentral.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. Coming at you from the rock and roll capital, it's an exciting and fast-paced global forum with the man who knows how to help get your band even better. Yeah! Doc Rock tackles industry issues with informed guests and invites your questions, concerns, and tales of band life. There's never a dull moment in Doc's world of showbiz. He cares about artist issues and escalating your talents. So make an appointment with Doc Rock on Band-Aid. Thank you! Tuesday night, starting at 9:05. Only on MorningshowCentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
And welcome back to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Word it up. I am Von Erich.
This is Invisible Nick.
Thank you so much for joining us and coming back. If you were listening to the first half, thank you. We roped them in. Remember, you guys can call the show toll free 1-888-668-0742. Email the shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com, and we will read your questions or comments live on the air. Give you credit for them too. We're fair like that. And remember, if you're watching the show on MSC, you'll notice to the right of the viewer is a place to log into a chat room, and it asks for a password. Don't even put one. Just put a name, hit enter, and you are immediately logged in. Excuse me. And chatting with us, chatting with myself, Von Erich, Invisible Nick, some good pals in there and listeners and stuff, and yeah, just good fun for everybody. And let's get right into this thing. You know, let's no foreplay here. Let's get right into round 2. Let's go. There it is. Oh, and if you're listening to like a replay and you don't have a video, Ashley just walked by with a card that said round 2 on it. So, you know, if you couldn't see that, that's what happened.
I didn't see it.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, well, it's time for a staple of High on Sports. And that is, of course, I even need to say it. I mean, it's time for What's Urinating Us Off. And we are going to start, as we always do. We got some juicy ones here for you. And we're going to start, as we always do, with Invisible Nick. Invisible Nick, what is urinating you off today?
Well, there's a story up on the webs about the Red Sox starter, John Lester. Apparently, he, in the 9th inning of the game, he was in the clubhouse enjoying a beer and some Popeyes chicken.
Yes!
I knew about the beer part. I didn't hear about the
that?
Popeyes.
Beer and Popeyes chicken.
Him and a fellow Red Sox pitcher were in the clubhouse during the 9th inning, playing video games, drinking beer, and eating Popeyes chicken.
Yes.
He claimed he was not doing it to get hammered. They were just ninth inning rallying. And in no way did it affect how the game ended, which they lost.
Oh, we do that. We do that here on the show. We do some second round rallying.
Yes, we
when
do.
we're having a bad show. You don't see it, but we're off camera. Well, you two do. You guys
Count
do.
one back.
Toss back a little.
Play some
Toss
video
one back.
games.
Eat some Popeye chicken.
He's referring to me, of course.
I'm just referring to Von Erich. He drinks the beer. I eat the chicken. I
play the video games.
It's the bond that we have.
Well, sorry, I don't have Popeye's chicken on the west side where I live.
You know what I love about this story is he doesn't name the.
Yes, you do.
Where's Popeye's
Where's
chicken?
a Popeye's chicken on the west side?
It's up on 130th.
I haven't even found one on the east side yet.
There's one.
No, we got. Yeah,
there's one
we have
in
a Popeyes?
Euclid.
It's
Oh,
on
in Euclid.
If you hop on Vine and if you hop on Euclid and drive all the way down.
Lorraine Avenue, right there by that
I
Kmart.
don't go to Euclid much.
By the Kmart on Lorraine, man.
Like 150th or somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
like 150th and somewhere around.
Wow, that's
Are
right.
we getting any
Chicken is
scratch for
the
this? Are they sending us
shit,
free
man.
chicken? What's going on here?
That's right around the corner,
All
bro.
this airspace. We gave their exact location.
I think we should.
I better get some free chicken in the
Better get
mail.
some-
That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't
Or
want
at
that
least
chicken.
a little
Just
green. I mean, come on.
Mail us a bucket of Popeyes.
There you go. That's what
Dave.
happens. You mentioned Pop-Tarts, you get like 8 crates of Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts, they're great. Anyway.
Or what was that
Saying.
commercial where they delivered the crate of Wheat Thins?
It was a Wheat Thins commercial.
I think it was a commercial for Wheat Thins.
I wasn't asking the brand, but
that was the
I was asking
J.C.
about the
Penney's
commercial.
That was for J.C. Penney's.
Yeah.
We're mentioning too many companies today, and I don't know if we're getting anything for it. Anyways.
Mentioning companies is what urinates us off.
Speaking of mentioning companies, though, this actually segues into what I was getting at. I just think it's weird that he feels the need to mention specifically that it is Popeye's chicken, but not the beer. Like it's just like we just drink beer and Popeye's chicken. It's finger licking.
I guess it would to settle the confusion of how did he get it? They deliver. I don't know anywhere else that delivers.
Oh no crap! Popeye's chicken delivers.
Yeah, man.
What?
They deliver.
That's why they're the shiznit.
But anyway, it's not the fact that he was doing it. It's the fact that people are giving him a hard time about it. I'm sure he wasn't slamming down shots of tequila.
Well, either
and
way,
smacking babies with Popeye's
isn't
chicken.
it was the 9th inning. He wouldn't have been going in the game anyway.
No, he's a starter.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
He was in the clubhouse.
Granted, you should probably be in the dugout supporting your team and all.
That's why
But
people are freaking out. But
It's not going to help them win whether you're sitting up there watching them lose, or you're in the dugout, or you're in the clubhouse drinking beer, playing
At
video
least he's not in the
games.
clubhouse like eating steroids. I mean, can't we just be thankful that players are just getting
Yeah, it's
drunk?
not
and
like
when
Manny
everyone,
Ramirez
it's
is
like when
showing the
everybody
Boston
gave Ken
clubhouse.
Griffey Jr. all that crap for taking a nap. Dude's old. He fell asleep. It happens.
I just picture them sitting there with like Call of Duty with the headsets, throwing back some natty, eating Popeye's chicken.
Oh, dude,
and then
they
there's
can afford better
and then
than
there's,
natty.
No, hold on.
Oh,
and then there's
come
just
on.
like someone like David Ortiz in the corner, like, do you mind? I'm trying to shoot myself in the ass with steroids. Can you keep it down? God. So annoying.
Allegedly, of course.
No, he did.
Against
he
David
did.
Ortiz.
Not now, but he did.
My question is,
You
like,
remember that?
when they found this, when they
Or
figured this out,
allegedly, we'll go with
when
that.
they figured
It's
this out,
safer.
did somebody walk into the clubhouse and see them doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what
they
are
probably
you
got
doing?
jealous. See, and they probably weren't even pissed off that they were doing it. They were probably pissed off that they were in there drinking beer, playing video games, and their ass was stuck outside in
And
the
then-
dugout
and then-
watching their team lose.
They didn't
so they
get
were just jealous.
They didn't get an invite on
Yeah,
Facebook.
they didn't get the Facebook invite to drink the beer in the clubhouse and eat the Popeyes chicken, so they got a little jealous.
All right, well, I hate to cut you off, but we gotta keep the thing moving
That's
here. But
fine, I'm
thank you.
done.
Thank you, Invisible.
What the hell was that?
Way to stay
You're
invisible,
like-
Nick.
That's fine. I'm done.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna segue quickly from that to Ashley. What's your name you off today?
The fact that Minnesota, they are so damn bad that the best freaking running back in the league, Adrian Peterson, can't do crap on the field. You know how bad it's killing my
Can I-
fantasy team?
Yeah, I
I
was
have him on
just
two
gonna say.
teams. Two! And he can't do crap because Minnesota, their offense sucks so bad.
It is pretty bad.
It's horrible.
It's pretty
Their defense
embarrassing.
is giving up 20 points a game, and their offense can't move the ball. So then they're behind, and next thing you know, they're throwing the ball every play. Well, clearly that's not working. Just freaking give the ball to Adrian Peterson and let him run, because clearly nothing else is working.
And it benefits your
opposing
fantasy team.
defenses know that though. Like they know that. Well, McNabb's got nobody to throw to, so
Yeah, Harvin.
let's
that's
just
why it's
throw everybody up front and
driving
make
me
sure
nuts.
Peterson doesn't get any
It's
yards
killing me.
besides for
He's
these
the best
1 and 2 yard
goddamn
carries.
running back in the league, and he can't do crap.
I love how
because they're so bad.
I could tell immediately that this was about your fantasy football because you were just like, I'm so upset that the Minnesota Vikings aren't running with Peterson. It's not like it's like you have no reason to care. It's not like it's specific. Too.
I have him on two teams.
It's like I'm upset that they're not running
and
other
you want to know why
enough.
I don't know if I lost in this league. I
No,
forgot
you
to check.
beat
I won?
Von Erich 79-71.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Woohoo! Suck it, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Well,
I need a recount.
My other league, I lost by like 5 points because Adrian Peterson couldn't do anything. I did have the Bears defense though, and they put up huge points for me.
Oh yeah.
With like 16
Well,
sacks and a safety.
I have a rule of when a team plays the Vikings, start their defense immediately. But no, they're gonna announce Wednesday if Christian Ponder's the new guy. I happened
He
to
might
catch the
be.
game.
I
I got
think
to see him come in there. He looked all right. I mean, there
He
was some
did.
errant throws and stuff, but
Yeah.
he was a rookie thrown in there in the fourth quarter. Didn't know what the
And
hell
see,
he was
and I
doing.
think that's
mean,
why
give
they're
him-
going to start him because
give him a week and some
clearly
change
their
to
season
practice.
is done.
Yeah, I mean, give him a week.
So let the kid play.
You know what though?
Let
This
him-
makes me think is what's next for McNabb? Is this
He's
it? This
done.
is it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
just done. It's over.
He's done.
I could see them cutting him or trading him or something because I could see him now living out the remainder of his football days. I don't think he's done with football. I don't. But I could see him going around as sort of the journeyman mentor type of guy, like when you would sign like Jeff Garcia late in his career and Trent Dilfer late in his career. How it's like we got a rookie that we don't want to put in yet, so come start. It's like how the Browns would do. They'd always have a rookie somewhere in the wings, and they're like, but we don't want to put him out here, so let's sign Jeff Garcia and Trent Dilfer and Jake Delhomme, and like every year let's sign a new veteran to come in and be the placeholder for a couple weeks. And I think that's how it's gonna be. Is he'll go.
Yeah.
Put him in like Miami or something. Let him mentor in, Andrew Luck when they get him, and there you go. Although it looks like the Colts might get
Someone
him.
looks a
although I
little
hope to
sad
God,
over there that he lost.
Who? Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
It's
right
'cause
now.
Yeah.
It's.
We both.
I've got injuries. Damn it.
He did lose Kenny Britt and
Yeah, that
Jamal
sucks.
Charles.
That does suck.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for your very specific urinate off. And now we're gonna go to Von Erich. Von
I
Erich,
think he's too distraught for this.
What's urinating off besides this fantasy score?
Well, the
I
fantasy
lost
score
two, if it
is
makes you feel better.
urinating me off, and There was a bit of Indy racing, an accident that happened that
Oh,
urinated me
that's
off a
sad.
little bit. It wasn't really the accident that obviously, no one wants to see that happen. But it was just like the lack of sympathy. Like people were like, "Oh, it's only been 5 years since someone's lost their life in an accident." But I'm gonna go on something that we talked about earlier. That some people are saying. We mentioned that Albert Pujols, if he were to retire tomorrow, he might not make it into the Hall of Fame. That urinates me off. I got his career statistics right here in front of me. He's been playing 10 years in the MLB. Now, we'll talk about hits. Over 2,000 hits in 10 years.
Wow.
That's quite a few number of hits. 445 home runs in 10 years. He's got almost 1,000 walks, almost 1,400 RBIs. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that Albert Pujols cannot make it into the Hall of Fame if he retired tomorrow, that's just total BS, and that completely urinates me off.
Oh, I agree. He's a Hall of Famer right now, which is why I'm thinking, he pursues the dollar sign at this point in his career. But he's still on pace. I've read he's still on pace to break Barry Bonds' home run record.
Yeah.
Do you think that happens?
Well,
He'd have to play it quite a bit. He'd have to probably put close to another 10 years in.
Which he could do because he's only 31 years old. He could do that. Alex Rodriguez still on pace to break Barry Bonds' record.
I hope Alex Rodriguez breaks his freaking
That's
leg
going to
and
be
never plays
exciting
again.
when we get down to the stretch. When there's the new generation that doesn't care about them because it's like, Albert Pujols, he's some old guy. And then we're still sitting there, it's going to be exciting to see those two.
Yeah,
They'll be like,
I
"Get this
remember
old guy off this team."
I remember his rookie year. He hit almost 40 home runs. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy from the Cardinals?
Yeah, well, good for him. I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
You like
No
how
doubt.
I snuck 3 urinating me offs in there?
Oh yeah,
That
what
was
a
pretty
dick
nice.
move! In a span of about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
too.
he did 3 of them in the time it took me to get mine in, the time for Nick to get his in.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thank you very much, Fun Eric.
I'm a professional.
now
I gotta
it's-
do my professional stance.
Now it's time for something very special. All right. It's time for what's urinating me off, and what's urinating me off is what's the best way to go about this? He's not real. He's I don't know. As I'm trying to figure out, does he have a last name, or does he just go by his first name?
Well, it'd help if we knew who you were
Hold on,
talking about.
Well, you know who it is. I'm
The
talking to you.
fictional character.
Does
that-
he, Von Erich, you know who I'm talking about. Does he have a last name?
Oh, are you talking about Carl Bratana Nana Lusky?
Oh, yeah. Who's urinating me off is Carl.
What's urinating Ralphie off?
I got it. Is Carl Brutanananadelusky. All right? He is trying to label himself now as a bit of a football pundit, if you will, believing his what does he call them? The some picks of the century. Well, we've got a clip we'll play in a second. But
Carl's Stone Cold Lock of the Century of the Week.
Yes, Carl, you've seen him probably most recently as the neighbor on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Sorry, Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. Never thought we'd mention that show here. Whatever, it just happened. On Adult Swim. And Carl sort of rubbed me the wrong way this week, and I don't know if there's really any better way to show you than to play his most recent lock of the century of the week, which we'll play here. And I should mention as a setup is he's picking the game that happened yesterday, the Browns and the Raiders. Do we have that clip? Yep. All right, here we go. This is his pick for Browns and Raiders.
This is Carl of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and this is my Stone Cold Lock of the Century. Al Davis was a legend, a giant of the NFL when he wasn't suing the NFL, and his passing leaves a vacuum larger than the black hole itself. For 48 years as owner and GM, Davis brought the people of the Bay Area closer together on fall Sundays so that they might stab at each other more easily. He was an original, a maverick, a visionary, among the first to hire minority coaches and then later fire them in some cases repeatedly. He gave many pros their first break in this league. Todd Marinovich, Lane Kiffin, Jamarcus Russell. The list of Raiders that have no business being anywhere near a football runs deep. Davis was tough as nails, a real real throwback. And meanwhile, this Sunday, the Browns are going to be marching into Oakland with Peyton Hillis, a running back who already sat out one game this season because of strep throat and is probably going to miss this game due to lazy vaginal rejuvenation or something. You want to talk toughness? Al Davis wasn't just the owner and GM. He was also third on the Raiders QB depth chart as late as 2009. In Oakland on Sunday, there ain't gonna be a dry eye in whatever friggin' converted Greyhound track, steeplechase / swap meet they call a Coliseum. As I look for the Raiders to just win, baby, for the great city of Oakland so that they might one day again move the team back to LA next year, or possibly Ottawa if they can get them dumbass Canadians to install luxury boxes. That's why Oakland is my stone cold lock of the century.
How can this urinate you off?
Because
I
they
can't
ripped
even
out, you know
wipe
what?
the smile off my face.
Here we go. Here's why. You can doll it up with all your little jokes that are absolutely hilarious. If I'm being
Yes.
completely honest with you, that is one of the funniest things I've heard in some time.
Don't hate on Peyton.
But man, you don't know toughness. You want to say Al Davis was tough? Maybe back in the day when he was suing the NFL and commissioner for a year of the AFL and whatever. But we're talking late in his life, which no one's gonna look at because everyone just wants to look at. Remember the Super Bowls? But the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. And here's what he did. He made his team the fastest in the NFL. Fastest to a losing record every year. And don't quote me on that. I think the Bills actually haven't beat. But, I mean, yes, they won. So you got your pick right. Finally, I've gone back to your archives, Carl. I know you're listening /real. Okay, let's see. You started the week with... who was your pick week 1? I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know week 2, you had the Eagles being the Falcons. Nope. Week 3, this was my favorite. You trashed the Bills. You said you were ruthless against the Bills. You actually did point out Buffalo's the #1 leader in vacant houses in the country. So I don't know if that's true, but it sounds right. And then you picked the Patriots to stomp them. Your words, not mine. Week 1, by the way, you did have, I remember now, you had the Giants beating the Redskins in honor of 9/11 because, but you were wrong. Redskins won that one.
Wrong.
Yep. What has it been, 5 weeks? And I think you got 2 right. You had Redskins over Rams, and then this one, which you got lucky, just
On a
like
fake
the
field
Raiders
goal.
did on a fake field goal. Yeah, screw those
Son of a bitch.
jerks. But you want to talk about toughness, all right? Peyton Hillis doesn't play unless he can't play, all right? There's sure the agents come out and said, he sat out from the strep throat because, contract stuff. This agent's an idiot, and he's trying to get contract stuff into the discussion. That's what they do. They try to turn the public against you and Mike Holmgren and everything by bringing up it's because of his contract. You want to see Hillis perform, needs a new deal. That's the agent's job.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I was listening to the game yesterday on the radio and they kept mentioning that Hillis is not coming back into the game and Hardesty was getting the carries, I honestly thought that Hillis had laser vaginal rejuvenation. That thought popped into my head, and that's why he wasn't in the game.
Listen to this, all right? He was announced he wouldn't play the rest of the second half, all right? Okay, that happened. And then today he gets an MRI. He said his hamstring is it's hurt. He no timetable yet for his return, all right? So he clearly is hurt, or else he would still be out there, because I got a fun little fact for you, all right? Hillis came out late in the third quarter after he had already tweaked his hamstring. I watched every snap of that game, and I saw Peyton Hillis come out on a play. It was the drive that the Browns ended up getting downfield, scoring the touchdown. McCoy hitting Massaquoi on that play. But it was a few plays before that. Peyton Hillis came out to block. Not even to go out and get some more yardage, look better on his resume for that contract or whatever. He came out one play to block with an injured hamstring already. You want to talk about toughness? It starts and ends with Peyton a Thundercock Hillis. Suck it, America.
All right, quick
Damn.
question
Ralphie?
to finish off urinating us off. Browns management have come out and said Peyton Hillis not on the trading block.
Oh, that's
right. Do you believe them?
Oh, he better not be.
I do.
People will die.
You believe them?
I do.
I don't believe it for a second.
I think here's the thing, though. You know what? I'm not sure. Now that you just said that, you just put the seeds of doubt in my brain.
You'd think if someone if the Seahawks or Carolina or somebody were to call the Browns tomorrow and say, hey, next year's second-round pick for Peyton Hillis, you think they wouldn't take that?
Here's the thing, and I'm just going to make this quick because we're getting a little late on time. And we got our Monday Night Football picks coming in 1 second here. The thing is I was talking to a friend of mine today about the fact that, of course, Brandon Lloyd was traded today. If you hadn't heard, Denver Broncos traded him to the St. Louis Rams. It's going to be huge for St. Bradford and the little Rammies. I don't think people call them that. Whatever. Anyways,
for traded for next to nothing, pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's his 6th round pick, and if he catches more than, I think, was it 30, 40, something like that passes, it becomes a 5th round pick. So a 5th or 6th round pick, that's nothing. You traded air for him.
Yeah.
You said you give us him, and in return we'll take him. That's what this
There's
trade was.
a legitimate top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah. Now to a quarterback who needed a wide receiver. I really wish the Browns would have pulled their trigger on something like that. But anyways, stop and think here what Josh McDaniels did. Well, Josh McDaniels didn't do it, but I mean the Broncos in general. All right. Josh McDaniels comes in. What does he do? He trades a 4,000-yard passer in Jay Cutler. Trades away Brandon Marshall. All right. The 2 best players on that team, bar none.
Benches Kyle Orton, puts in Tim Tebow.
And they trade, they trade Peyton Hillis, which, to be fair, they didn't know. And now here they trade Brandon Lloyd. All right, a lot it can be said to coaches coming in, not liking what they have, and getting rid of talent just because it's not their talent. You know, the fact that Hillis is talking to the media about doubting his future as a Brown, or I really wanted that new contract, whatever. He's talking to the media, getting that stuff stirring the pot. I could see from Pat Shurmur, who I have to admit right now I'm not a huge fan of.
No, I think he's a douche. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing as a head coach.
I could see him trying to trade him simply to take control of the locker room. That said, trade deadline is Wednesday. And, so pins and needles till then. All right, we're running out of time, so we're going to rapid fire here. Monday Night Football picks, Jets, Dolphins. Invisible Nick, Jets, Dolphins. Who wins? What's the score?
I'm doing Jets over Dolphins. Let's go 14-3.
Okay. What do you got?
Jets 17-14.
Okay.
I've got Jets 21-7.
Here's what I'm going to do, because screw it. Dolphins 24-17.
Wow.
Yep. Ooh. Matt Moore's going to come in, be mediocre at best, but they've got a decent running game. And
Reggie
Jets,
Bush?
No, the other guy, Thomas, whatever his name is. But yeah, so they're gonna figure some things out. I think the Jets don't know what they're doing. They're like a gun that just keeps going off in random directions, and somebody's gonna die.
I think their defense is gonna score all their points.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 3 up, 3 down. Here it comes. Down number 3, Drew Pomeranz. Didn't think you'd hear that name again. Of course, former Indians minor leaguer, part of the deal to get Ubaldo Jimenez
from Colorado
arrested this weekend.
Oh, man, for what, DUI?
It wasn't anything major, but I just think, look at the 2 centerpieces of that trade. You got Drew Pomeranz arrested, and Alex White, who ripped the city of Cleveland on his way out.
Yes, he did.
So, I mean, honestly, trade's not looking that bad right now. But anyways, down number 2, the NBA. Of course, since last we spoke, they did make it official that the first 2 weeks have been canceled. Cavs lose 6 games so far. So we'll keep you posted on that, of course, and if and when they ever make a deal. Up number 1 or 3, whatever. Up number 3, LSU for being number 1 in the BCS rankings. How good is this 3 up this week that number 3 can be the number 1 ranked team in the country? I'll tell you how good. Number 2, Texas Rangers and St. Louis Cardinals for going to the World Series. Now you say to yourself, Ralphie, they're going to the World Series and they're only up number 2? What could possibly usurp them as up number 1? And I'll tell you who it is, Dewey Bozella. Maybe you heard the name, maybe you didn't. He was a young guy who's an amateur boxer, nothing ever professional, goes to jail for murder. 26 years later, comes out through science and DNA and crap, didn't do it. Did not do it. He was innocent, wrongfully in prison for 26 years, came out, got his first ever professional boxing match on Saturday. 52-year-old beat the crap out of that kid. So congratulations to Dewey Bozella. I guarantee the movie rights are already being sold. Now, you may have noticed I did skip down number 1. I didn't do that on purpose, but, let's just pretend I did. Down number 1, of course. I questioned putting this here, but it's Indy 500 winner.
Yeah, that's sad.
Dan Weldon died in a massive car crash at the Las Vegas 300. I felt kind of bad putting him in like the down, but I really thought about it, and it's like, who would look me in the eyes and tell me who had a worst week? No one.
His
I
family.
mean,
That's who had the
it's
worst
just a damn
week.
shame, and I feel like they don't. It's not like you said. I feel like it's not getting the coverage and the sympathy it deserves.
No,
because of
they're-
the sport.
all
it's
the
from.
safety concerns they're saying, like it just sounded so ignorant, saying, "Oh, it's been 5 years since an IndyCar death." Like, really? Like, there should be no deaths in the past 100 years.
Yeah, I think part of it too is the sport that it's in, and the fact that IndyCar really
IndyCar,
isn't.
they don't get a
it's
lot
not
of-
that popular here, and I think that kind of hurts it. Is that people, it pains me to say this,
NASCAR,
but
they at least get all the dumb
I'm
hits.
sure some people thought like, well, at least it was just IndyCar,
Yeah, I did see the
And that's
press
a damn
conference where some of the drivers were, offering their condolences and everything. And I swear I saw an Italian guy that looked just like Sacha Baron Cohen's character from Talladega Nights.
Fun fact that actually it was.
Oh, it was? All right. I wasn't mistaken then.
All right, well, we got to get out of here because, of course, it's time for Everything in Between with your wonderful host, Von Erich. When we come back next week, there's going to be some changes here. You have to tune in to find out what they are. Yeah, it's going to be
Getting
exciting.
crazy.
And, of course, next week we're going to talk a little more NFL, NBA, find out if it's ever coming back. College football, World Series will be in action.
Yes.
So much. Remember, after the show, High on Sports Overtime will be up on YouTube later tonight. And all the fun goodies. Remember, find us on Twitter, _on_sports. Find us on Facebook, High on Sports Radio. That is it. So for Chris, for Invisible Nick, for Ashley, for Von Erich, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you next week. Same time, same place on Morning Show Central at .com.
Good morning.
Later.